Nigerian playwright WOLE SOYINKA has slammed the Department of State Services (DSS) for what he called ostentatious pretense of investigative zeal over the incessant invitation of Obadiah Malefia by the State Security Agency. Malefia, a former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), had been summoned several times by the DSS over his claim that a northern governor is a commander of the Boko group. The DSS was reported to have grilled the ex-CBN chief for close to 13 hours during his last visit to his office. Soyinka, in an opinion piece on Tuesday, warned the DSS to ensure that he, Malefia, meets with no accident over his incessant invitation by the State Security Agency. The Nobel laureate said that rather than investigate those accused of threatening the peace of the nation, the DSS prefers to engage in persecution or pretend to be carrying out investigation, Soyinka wrote. Presumably, the ongoing national security persecution of Obadiah Malefia is a sign of national unity. I invite our marionettes to read deeply into history. Oh, excuse me, history has been banned from learning structures, so look not for history books. However, straightforward first-hand testimonies about exposing structural flaws, deceits, and conspiracies against this presumptive national edifice. They are perpetrated by highly placed servants of the state, some of whom have since risen to even higher national positions. I draw attention, for instance, to detailed revelations of plots against the nation, plots that resonate in the present. Such is the 2-year-old interview of a former ambassador to the Sudan, Bola Dada. The Punch newspaper's archive remains ever obliging. They avail us vivid material to decide whether or not a sinister script is being acted out today, with copious libations from Nigerian blood. I think in public interest, the Punch should rerun that interview, most especially in view of recent claims by a columnist in The Nation, Femi Abbas, September 4th, regarding how and by whom Nigeria was corralled into the OIC. Where you abolish history in institutions, you open the gates wide for rampaging revisionism, while the same gates are shut against a grasp, however tenacious, of why, for instance, a Malefia becomes a target of serial interrogations and harassment, rather than those boldly named in his revelations. Is it he who constitutes a danger to the nation, or the indicted fanatics of unlimited impunity and callous disregard for humanity? Why the ostentatious pretense of investigative zeal? The man has told you where to look. Well, look in that direction and report back to us. In the meantime, however, ensure that he meets with no accidents. Is this not laughable? Is this really not laughable? When Mieti Allah people, when they will make some kind of statements that they always tell us, the DSS, they will tell you, oh, we cannot fold our arms and see some people try to cause mayhem in this country, try to cause unrest in this country. But when all those people make such statements, like Magban people, they call them Mieti Allah, DSS will pretend as if they never heard anything up to today. How many times, how many instances that these people have made some kind of statement that can divide this country? They won't say anything. Even the presidency, especially coming from the spokesperson of the president, Garba Shehu, he never made mention of anything. But you just criticize, just like Obasanjo just criticize. They will pounce on him. But we've never heard anything from the presidency with all the statements being made by Mieti Allah. What kind of a government is that? And you expect people not to insinuate or not to think otherwise. You are just joking. You are just joking. Now they have invited that man. How many times? The man now said, oh, his life is in danger. that if anything happens, sorry for Nigeria. And people are not even saying anything. Well, it's just interrogation, but it's an embarrassment and it's laughable. These are the things that we will be doing. Before you know, international community will be seeing all of these things. But by the time somebody comes out to say, oh, this cannot continue, they'll begin to say, oh, it is the opposition that's, trying to cause mayhem in this country. Oh, before you know it, oh, they will say it is Nnamdi Kanu. Oh, it is IPOB. It is this, it is that. Why are you inviting him? What are you inviting him for? Just like everybody has said, even Wole Soyinka has said, he has given useful information. Must they even wait for that information to be given to them? The same thing happened in Abuja when the custom gave an information about an incident that could happen. They didn't do anything. You want to tell us that they didn't gather intelligence reports concerning that? But if it is an individual who is speaking, criticizing the government, putting it before the government that these are the things that you are doing that are not right, you cannot continue doing this kind of a thing, having, on this, just be on the side of impunity, they will come for you. What has this man said that is warranting the whole of these things? How many times have they invited him? The first time you invited him, after some time, you released him, and it was not enough for you to say, yes, this thing that this man said, it is against, it is not true, this and that. We've done our own findings and found out that those things are not true. Well, it is the Buhari administration that introduced whistleblower policy. Since the introduction of the policy, DSS, EFCC, ICPC, and other related security agencies have been investigating the accused persons, not the accusers. Why the DSS are the Malafia and not the governor accused of sponsoring terrorists? Ask these governments to choose between protesters bearing placards and snipers bearing automatic rifles. They will choose the latter because na them. Wole Soyinka, I respected you until 2015. So please, sir, better close your mouth. How can you tell somebody to close their mouth? These people do not have, it is those who do not have anything to offer. They are the ones that always go in the line of abuse. The man has said it, said what he has to say. If you disagree with what he has said, then you say, oh, this is the reason why you disagree with him. You people should get it. Be wise. People who do not have wisdom, they are the ones that always resort to abuse. If you are the one who always go from one platform to another platform, you cannot contribute meaningfully. Where your ministry is to abuse people. A man has made his point clear. What is wrong if you say something was bad? These are the hypocrisy we are talking about. Because these people are pained because some of these people said or criticized the former government, and the same attitude you guys have. You didn't want them to criticize Jonathan, and you can say whatever you want to say. They all contributed to the problem we are having, whether Obasanjo, all of them, in one way or the other. You go and see them before they come into government. They were not as rich as when they now left the government, and you guys will be defending them. Things were not right at that time. Anybody who is still saying that, oh, somebody did this, you are the one that brought this government, you are hypocritical. Because if the same people criticize the former administration and they are still criticizing the same the present administration, why can't you give them kudos? We know those who could not allow the former administration to be criticized. Now you are criticizing this government. I see no reason why people should continue to behave in that manner. You are abusing him because this and that. Even the so-called good Lord Jonathan, we know all the flaws. Nobody will sit down here and begin to say it was all the best. It was all the best. At the end of the day, we found out that they are all the same. Somebody was telling me, leaving me a comment that, oh, they are not the same, this and that. Forget it. Are they not mingling together? No, are they not mingling together? Those of you who are fighting for Jonathan, you are fighting for Buhari. Are they not mingling together now? Are you not seeing them together? And you guys are there. And majority of the people are still living in penury. But see them and their children. They are living in affluence. They are still collecting their pension, being the president for how many years, and you guys are still there, everlasting suffering. That is the part they have put this country, and you continue to defend them. Kudos to those who criticize the former administration, and they are still criticizing the present administration. Kudos to them. Those who could not criticize those administration before, and now they are criticizing, and the ones who criticize them and they cannot criticize now, they are all cowards. Because you guys are the problem of this country. Somebody does wrong, you say it. If the person does good, you say it. Not because of the person you are affiliated with the person in one hand, and the other side, you just try to say, oh, it does not matter. If it comes to your favorite, it does not matter. But if it's other people, it does matter. So guys, let's hear your opinion concerning this DSS attitude towards Melafia, instead of them to chase the right thing or to chase the people who have been accused, instead of chasing the person who has given them information. Leave your comments below and let's have your take.